So this is a quick guide to some of the trickier trophies in Infamous Second Son. Now the list isn't particularly complicated. You'll get a lot of them as you play through, like both good and evil playthroughs anyway. But there are a couple of tricky ones. So this first one is drop everything, which is where you have to comet drop 170 meters. Now it never tells you how far that is exactly, but if you go to one of the taller buildings in the game, so like the news tower on the second island, or even some of the taller ones in the first area, you can still just about get it as long as you get the comet drop from the top of your jump. You don't have to hit anything when you land, so just get to the top of your jump, hit square, just go tumbling down. The next one is keep it up, which is stay in the air for 45 seconds, which is actually a lot easier than it sounds once you've got the video power. So this enables you to glide properly, and once you get the airwave power up for it, you can pull back on the stick to kind of lift yourself up a little bit, and you can stay in the air for a long time. The trophy itself won't pop until you hit the ground, so don't worry about that. You might think you haven't been doing it for long enough, but when we did it, we ended up in the air for about 2 minutes, I think, which is pretty impressive. There are some trickier ones that you can only do in certain areas, though. I mean, there's one called double smokestack drop, which is this one here. There's a couple of areas we've highlighted in this video because there really aren't that many options to get through. The idea is to go through 2 different smoke vents without touching the ground and then comet drop onto an enemy. So when you reach this area there, that was kind of towards the end of the game, that's the most obvious place to do it because you have to do the two smoke vents in a row and there are enemies up there to drop onto. Otherwise, you can kind of go a bit ghetto on it and glide around a bit and hope that you get it by reaching from one vent to another and then just comet drop onto an enemy and your trophy should pop. This one's a little bit trickier as well. This is Hat Trick, where you have to hit one enemy with 3 different types of power. Now what the game doesn't tell you is that you can use non-damaging powers, so like the smoke, the phosphor grenade, which just makes them choke, like a weak shot from the neon weapon, and then finish them off with a barrage of video, which should make it quite easy. Like I got this as soon as I realised that, I got it pretty much straight away. Yeah, as long as you find a rooftop that's got kind of both a smokestack and one of these radio masts on it, then you've got both those powers active already. As long as you start with neon, then that's all 3 powers covered. And finally is cough drop, which is easier than it sounds actually. The idea being to comet drop onto 3 choking enemies. Now you can just bombard people with smoke grenades like that and then leap off a roof. The easiest way we found to do it was on one of these drug bust side missions because all the enemies tend to be quite packed together. So find one of those, jump up on a little rooftop, lob some grenades down, and comet drop onto them. And like we say, the rest of them should pop fairly easily, and you'll be well on your way to that infamous Second Son Platinum.